Hi everybody, do you receive my voice? خب یکی از دوستان بود که جلسه پیش ترجمه رو انجام میداد هستن. Is there anybody that can do the translation? اون آقایی که ترجمه رو انجام میدادن هستن.
سلام دکتر.
سلام بفرمایید.
منى عبدالامیر عثمان.
اون دوستی که ترجمه رو انجام میدادن فکر می‌کنم تشریف آوردن، درسته؟ خب روال ما اینجوری بود که من فارسی صحبت میکردم و مترجم به عربی ترجمه میکرد. ایشون اگه تشریف دارن که ما با همون روال اگه بریم جلو خیلی بهتر. همون روال قبلی رو اگه داشته باشیم لطفا من اون موارد فارسی رو که میگم شما به عربی به بچه‌ها بگید و بعد من هر جا لازم باشه توضیح انگلیسی هم میدم. یعنی بذارین ما همون روال قبلی رو داشته باشیم بهتره که من فارسی بگم شما به عربی ترجمه کنید و بعد هر جا نیاز بود من به انگلیسی هم توضیح آقای حبل‌المتین ترجمه رو انجام میدادن، درسته؟ جلسه قبلی که داشتیم آقای حبل‌المتین ترجمه میکردن، درسته؟ Well, I have no problem in explaining in English, but you know, the point is that when somebody translates to Arabic and then I explain it again in English, I think it will be much better. This is why I insist that somebody translates my Farsi into Arabic and then I repeat the points in English and makes it even better. That's why I think somebody should translate to Arabic and then I repeat in English. I think this is the best procedure. متشکرم آقای حبل‌المتین. شما اگه درخواست میکروفون بکنید که من به شما مجوز بدم که با همون روال قبلی بریم جلو. ممنونم. Okay, I have uploaded some voice and slides on the Darsa platform. Has everybody seen it? Yes, we talked about the challenges. I've uploaded 2 video files on the Darsa platform. Has everybody seen it? If you have seen it, type an OK in the chat section of the class. In these videos, I have explained in both languages, in Farsi and in English. So I think you won't have any problem in understanding. Please check your Darsa platform and see if you have any problems. If there were any problems in the files, please let me know. Yes, I already told you that I discussed the points in both languages, in Farsi and in English. In those files, I have talked about the IT challenges. All of the challenges have been discussed in those video files. I've already talked about the position of EA in those files, and I will continue your class from this slide onward. If there is any questions up to now, please ask your questions now. If you have any questions, please ask your questions. Look, if you decide that I'm going to talk in English, then you have to talk in English. This is very clear. If you want me to talk in English, then you have to talk in English as well. If you want to participate in the class, then you have to participate in English. One more point that I have to tell you is that if you don't participate in class, then you won't receive the class participation points. This I think you should pay attention to very much. If you don't participate in the class, then you won't get the class participation points. In this session, I'm going to talk about the position of EA, or the position of enterprise architecture. I have talked about the position of EA, and I have said that enterprise architecture is like the human body neural system. I've already said this in the video file that I have uploaded. A part of this neural system does the data collection, gathers the data in the enterprise. It gathers the data in your business, and a part of this neural system does the decision making. So one part gathers the data and one part does the decision making. Then after the decision has been made, you should notify the employers, you should notify everybody in that business or in that enterprise about the new orders. This is the third part of this enterprise neural system. And then at last, you should control execution. What does control execution mean? Can anybody explain this? Control execution or control of execution. The question that I have asked is that what does control of execution mean?
Management
What does it
beyond the management of software and hardware systems.
look, the control of management, the control of execution here does not mean the control of software and hardware systems. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Doctor, the strategic goals and mission of the organizations. Doctor, you hear my voice?
Yes, I receive your voice. Your voice is clear. Can you repeat, please? What do you mean?
A key roles in achieving and staging goals and missions of the organization.
Okay, thank you. Look, let me explain a little bit more about control of execution. Control of execution denotes that after you notify everybody about the orders, after you notify about the orders in your business or in your enterprise, you should control whether those orders are being followed or not. You should control whether those orders are being obeyed or not. Look, I think some of you are typing in the chat section that is there anyone that can speak in Arabic? I've already said at the start of the class that I think it is better if the translator does the translation in Arabic. I've already said at the start of the class, but I don't know why you insist on talking English. I don't have any problems in talking English, but I know that there will be problems in understanding if I only talk in English. This is why I insisted at the start of the class that somebody does the translation. It helps you in understanding what we're discussing, but I think it's not very important for you. All of which I don't have any problems, and I think I could go on talking in English. I think the problem will be on your side. Most of you don't understand English. So we're going to talk about the position of EA. Where does EA stand in your organization or in your business? So when we are talking about EA or enterprise architecture,
Hello.
yes, you can talk. Go on. بله بفهمین آقای عبدالمتین، بفهمین من صدای شما رو دارم.
سلام، صبح بخیر دکتر جان، خوبین؟
سلام، صبح شما هم بخیر، متشکرم، من خوبم، شما خوب هستین؟
خواهش میکنم، خیلی ممنون دکتر جان. بچه ها همه گفتن که درسمون انگلیسی باشه، چون که با ترجمه اینا بعضی هاشون که یعنی ناموافقن، بعضی هم گفتن که نه فقط عربی اگه باشه. گفتن خود دکتر آرش نمیتونن عربی صحبت کنن، به خاطر همین همه بچه ها گفتن که اگه انگلیسی باشه یعنی بهتره. ولی بعضی از نقاطی که مثلا نفهمیدم من مشکلی ندارم براشون.
بله آقای مهندس، نگاه کنید، من تجربه اینجور کلاس ها رو داشتم. من خب مشکلی ندارم توی انگلیسی صحبت کردن. من سالها انگلیس درس خوندم، مشکلی توی انگلیسی صحبت کردن. مسئله ای که هست اینه که معمولا تو اینجور موارد حالا یک چند نفری موافق ما صحبت کنیم، ولی بعد که من مطالب رو به انگلیسی جلو میبرم میدونم که تقریبا بیش از 50-60% کلاس متوجه نمیشن من چی میگم. برای همین حالا من میدونم برای شما زحمت هم هست من مثلا صحبت کنم، شما یه بخشایی رو به عربی ترجمه کنید، من میدونم مشکله، ولی خب چاره ای نداره دیگه. به نظرم اگر هم به عربی صحبت بشه هم به انگلیسی، به نظرم درک کلاس راحت تر میشه. گرچه من برای این زحمت شما خب یه بخشی از نمره کلاسی رو در نظر خواهم گرفت.
انشاءالله باشه. ولی جواب این سوالی که گفتید high volume of information and high speed،
دوم اسلاید منظورتونه آقای مهندس؟
advantage. Yes sir.
High volume of information. Reasons. this slide is talking about the reasons why we should use IT. This slide is discussing the reasons that we should use IT or information technology. One of the main reasons that we should use IT is the high volume of information. You cannot manage this high volume of information using any other technology. So you have to use information technology. You have no other choice. آیا حبلالمتین نمیدونم با چه روالی بریم جلو بهتره برای شما و بچه‌ها؟ من مشکلی ندارم. شما نظرتون چیه؟
بچه ها میگن انگلیسی، ولی بعضی از نقاطی که نمیفهمن من گفتم مشکلی ندارم براتون. اگه خواستین در خدمتتون هستم، میتونم ترجمه کنم براشون، مشکلی نیست.
پس اگر موافقین من یه بخشایی رو به انگلیسی بگم، بعد اون بخشایی رو که به فارسی میگم شما زحمت بکشید برای بچه‌ها ترجمه.
یعنی مثلا درس خودشون انگلیسی خواستن دکتر جان، ولی بعضی از بخشایی که مثلا
مشکلی نداره.
نفهمیدن میتونیم ترجمه کنیم. درسته
خب آره، من درس رو به انگلیسی میگم و یک سری بخشایی که میخوام یک توضیح اضافی بدم شما اون رو عربی براشون ترجمه کنید.
چشم.
خیلی ممنون. خب we are going to continue the position of EA. Where does EA stand? The first point in the position of EA is that EA is the management beyond the management of software and hardware systems. Can anybody explain to me what this means, what this denotes? When we are talking about management, what does it mean? A management beyond the management of software and hardware. What management does it mean? What's your opinion about this point? When we say management beyond the management of software and hardware, what kind of management do we mean? I repeat, you should participate in the class discussions.
Doctor, any projects, office projects need software and hardware management, and the software need
Yes. I know that we need software and hardware management, but what kind of management do we need when we say the management is beyond the management?
Project management.
Yes, project management is one of them. Any other management do you have in mind?
Bank project. For example,
Can you repeat? Anybody else?
uh, understanding the concept of project. For example,
Understanding the concept of project. I don't know whether you mean the
Doctor, your
business
voice is
by
very
project.
far.
I don't know whether you mean that the project is your business or your enterprise.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes,
I don't
yes.
hear.
This is true. If you mean that your project is your business or enterprise, it's true. Anybody else?
Data collection, sir. Okay.
What do you mean by data collection?
Increase in data collection یعنی وقت بیشتر یعنی وقت رو کمتر میکنه.
ببینید آیه عبدالمتین برای بچه‌ها توضیح بدیم. وقتی میگیم مدیریت توی EA منظور مدیریتی فراتر از نرم افزار و سخت افزاره. یعنی مدیریت خیلی موارد بیشتری رو در بر میگیره. آیه عبدالمتین صدای من رو داری؟
ولی خورده قطع وبس میشه. طلاب بيقول عندما تدخل إدارة المشاريع في حياتنا اليومية تسهل لنا هواية من الأمور.
وقتی میگیم مدیریت منظورمون مدیریت نیروی انسانی هم هست، منظورمون مدیریت روالهای خود بیزنس یا انترپرایزمون هست، منظورمون مدیریت تمام موارده و فقط مدیریت نرم افزار و سخت افزار.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Mr. Ziauddin. Yes, you can go on talking.
From the concept of the management, I understanding that we have many things inside the project and outside the project. The management must, for example, can solve any problems that's coming from the outside also, not just inside the project. In other means, if we have a small shop, we have a software that is presented by the employed, and the tools that they get it is inside the project. The management must treat with this. Can you hear me, Doctor? Continue.
Yes, I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah. For example, we have many problems, not inside the project, just inside the project. We have many problems that maybe it comes from the outside. With the customer, for example, with the weather, for example, with many things. That's what I understand.
Thank you, Mr.
Wait.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ziauddin. I agree with you. You mentioned some good points. There were very valuable points that you mentioned. I also saw that Asra Karim Ahmed Hamde has mentioned in the chat section that we are talking about large-scale project. This is a very good point that you have pointed out. When we are talking about businesses and enterprises in the EA, we mean large businesses and we mean large projects. This is a very important matter that you should keep in mind. When we are talking about businesses, when we are talking about enterprises, we mean large enterprises, and we don't mean small businesses or I heard that Mr. Ziauddin mentioned a small shop. We don't use EA in small projects. This is a very important issue.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Yes, you can go on.
Sorry, Doctor. I said that for a shop, for example, just for example, to understanding the concept of enterprise management.
And yes, I know that you used a small shop as an example, but I just insisted that just keep in mind we don't use EA in small projects. I understand what you meant. I understand that you use a shop as an example, but this you should keep in a box as a very important issue. We use EA in large projects.
Can you speak, Doctor?
Yes, you can speak. Just speak a little bit louder so that I can hear you easily.
Excuse me. Project management plays an important role in facing many obstacles, and it we can't reach the goal more place and should take a lot of time.
Excuse me, can you repeat what you just said and talk a little bit louder?
دكتور.
سوالو ببخشید.
بفهمین آقای عبدالمتین. So let me go on to the second point in this slide. It says that EA has a key role in achieving the strategic goals and missions of the organization. This is a very, very important matter. This is a very, very important point. You should design your IT in a way that it helps you receive and reach your strategic goals. So your IT, your information technology platform must help you reach your strategic goals. آیا حبلالمتین هستین؟ من یه موردی رو به فارسی بگم شما ترجمه کنید برای بچه‌ها. صدای من رو داری؟
بله دکتر، صداتو دارم دکتر جان.
موردی رو به فارسی میگم شما به زبان عربی برای بگید. دو نکته خیلی خیلی ببینید برایشون توضیح بدید که آیتی باید کمک کنه به سازمان یا به بیزنس برای رسیدن به اهداف کلیدی، برای رسیدن به اهداف اصلی سازمان. یعنی آیتی حتما باید به سازمان در اون راستا کمک کنه.
طلاب يقول الاي تي لازم يساعد الوصول الى اهداف المشاريع او اداره المشاريع، يعني الاي تي يدخل في مساعده الوصول الى اهداف المشاريع. هاي نقطه كلش مهمه. اوكي.
بعضی وقتها آیتی نه تنها به سازمان کمک نمیکنه برای رسیدن به اهداف اصلی، بلکه داره سازمان رو از رسیدن به اهدافش هم دور میکنه. این خیلی خیلی So, look, you are designing an IT platform for a آقای حبل متین بفرمایید.
شونم دکتر.
شما میخواین موردی رو بیان
نه،
کنید؟
رو همین مورد میخوام بگم که هدفی که گفتین گالز روی آیتیه همین یعنی روالشه یا همین که خودتون خواستین سوال؟
هر بیزنسی، هر سازمانی یک سری اهدافی داره، یک سری گول هایی داره، یک سری اهداف کلانی داره. آیتی باید به سازمان برای رسیدن به اون اهداف کلان کمک. So I have a question now for you, and I want your opinion. How do we know what our strategic goals are? How do we first you need to know what your strategic goals are, and then based on these goals you should design your IT platform. How do we know what our strategic goals are? Anybody has anything to say? Mr. Faleh Nafei says that information is a process of moving from a flat level to a high level in project delivery, so it took a widespread in our world, a wide space in our world. Yes, I agree with you. What my question is that how do we know what our strategic goals are?
Because of the development in technology and to short a lot time.
Look, I know that we have the technology develops all the time, but I'm not talking about the technology right now. I'm talking about the business strategic goals.
For example, the cost of project, the input and output.
I think that you're talking about the cost of project.
The skills.
I'm talking about the enterprise's strategic goals.
Skills, doctor? It means skills?
Look, let me explain a little bit, and I hope we can make it clear here. When you run a business, when you run an enterprise, at first, you know what your business's strategic goals are. You can write them on a piece of paper as easy as that. When you know what your business strategic goals are, then you can design your IT platform in a way that helps you reach your strategic goals. This is a very, very important matter. Sometimes we think that our IT is helping us reaching our strategic goals, but the thing is that your IT, although you think is helping in reaching your strategic goals, sometimes it moves you away from reaching your missions and strategic goals. This can be very harmful when your IT not only helps you reach your strategic goals, but also pushes you away from reaching them. So this is why I insist on this point so much. You should design your IT in such a way that it helps you reach your strategic goals and missions. Is it clear for everybody?
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yes, you can go on, Mr. Ziauddin.
That's, I suppose you mean that we must determine the goals at first. After that, we be able to execute it step by step to reach it all together at last. That's your meaning by that?
Exactly. You should know what your strategic goals are. You should know what your missions of your enterprise or organization is. And after knowing your strategic goals and missions, you should design your IT so that your IT helps you reach your strategic goals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Is it clear?
Yeah. I understand this. It's clear. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me go on and move forward to the next slide. Before I explain the next slide, I want to know if anybody has any questions. If anybody has any questions or anything to say, please go on. Oh, excuse me. I had some problems with my internet connection, and I had to reconnect. Does everybody have my voice now?
Yes, doctor. Continue, please.
Okay, let me continue with your next slide. In this slide, we're going to discuss the reasons and issues of strategic IT planning. So, look, we're talking about IT planning. This is one of the main issues in this session, and all of the EA course we are going to talk about strategic IT planning. So, what are the reasons that we need strategic IT planning? What are the issues that comes forward when we're talking about strategic IT planning? The first issue is that we have a variety of new technologies. We have a wide variety of new technologies. So you have to plan what you want. We have, yes. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Al-Bahaduli. If I read your name correct. We have a wide variety of new technologies. You need to know all the technologies. You need to know. You need to have information about these technologies, and then after understanding all these new technologies, you can choose the best technology for your business and for your enterprise based on your strategic goals and missions. Is it clear for everybody?
Can you repeat it, Doctor?
Look, there are a wide variety of IT technologies. This is clear to everybody that nowadays we have a wide variety of
This is
IT
clear.
technologies.
Okay.
So, for you, as somebody that is an EA specialist, you should know all these technologies. You should have information about all these new technologies. And after studying these technologies very closely, you can choose the best technology, the best IT technology based on your business missions and goals. Yes, exactly. Somebody has wrote that this development is continuous. This evolution is continuous. Yes, I completely agree with you that IT technologies develop every day, and minute by minute we have new technologies, we have new IT technologies, and you should know all these technologies. So you have to study the new technologies very closely and choose the best technology. As you know, in the second point of this slide, it has said that we have rapid evolution of technological environments. These environments move forward very fast. We have a very rapid evolution of these technologies. So you should keep this in mind, that this evolution is very fast and rapid. آقای حبل‌المتین شما میخواین مورد
بله فقط ببخشید اگه تونستین این دوتا رو توضیح بدین، نفهمیدم، صدا قطع و وصل میشد.
پس بی زحمت این مواردی رو که من میگم شما به عربی هم ترجمه کنین که بچه‌ها استفاده کنن. حتما ببینید ما یک تنوع خیلی خیلی بزرگی داریم در تکنولوژی آیتی، یعنی تکنولوژی آیتی خیلی خیلی متنوع و انواع مختلفی داره و ما به عنوان یه متخصص انترپرایز آرکیتکچر یا معماری ساختمانی باید با تمام این تکنولوژی ها آشنایی داشته باشیم.
يوجد أنواع متعددة في الاي تي، يعني شلون مجموعات جديدة للبيئات التكنولوجية كإدارة مشاريع لازم نتعرف على أو خلينا نقول هذين الأمور.
خب حالا از اونجایی که تنوع خیلی خیلی زیاده توی بحث آیتی، شما باید بر اساس اهداف کلان و بزرگ سازمانتون یا بیزنستون بیاین اون تکنولوژی رو انتخاب کنید که به شما بیشترین کمک رو میکنه برای رسیدن به اهداف.
يقول إذا تشوفون كلامي كلش هواي عن الاي تي لازم نعرف انه شنو نختاره من الاعمال الخاصة بينا او ادارة المشاريع الخاصة بينا. لهالسبب يعني شلون يكون تنوع عندنا بالادارة.
خب خیلی متشکرم آقای حبل‌المتین، شما موضوع براتون روشن شد. Marvin Nafi has said that the first step we must work to prioritize projects and then define management. Yes, this is completely true. This is completely right. I agree with you. You should prioritize your projects and then you should go on managing. So you should keep in mind that these technologies change every day. One more important thing that you should also keep in mind is that your business changes also. Beside the change of the technologies that we have a very fast change in these technologies, the business changes also. Can anybody mention an example that can show us how business changes?
Excuse me, doctor. For example, the treatment, the financial treatment, now it be by bitcoins, not just passed by dollar or euro or any currencies.
Yes. This can be one thing that you can mention as a business change. Can you mention a simpler example than the Can anybody mention a simple example for that denotes business change?
Set.
Let me introduce one example in my country, in Iran, that
Doctor, when I go
shows
to any
you
supermarket, a little machine
yes, you can talk
make my
talk one by
payments
one.
very easy. Small machine make my payments easy.
Yes, yes. Any other example do you have
For
in mind?
example, doctor, in Iraq,
Change some of the routine process in the work of the student.
Can you repeat, please?
For example, digital marketing. Digital marketing.
Can you repeat your example? I didn't understand.
When I go to supermarket, small machine make my payment so easy.
Yes, this can be an example of business change. Let me mention one example in my country that denotes business change. A few years ago, I'm talking about 7 or 8 years ago, when we wanted to travel inside the city, we called some offices, we called them telephone taxi. We called them and we asked for a taxi service. This was the procedure of transportation inside the city for around 7 or 8 years ago. So you had to telephone in an office and ask for a taxi service. This was the transportation in Iran. But you see, these offices have changed over time. During the years, this type of business has changed, and now we use taxi applications. So you see, this is a very clear business change during the years. We don't use the telephone taxi that I already mentioned, and we use internet taxi as all other countries around the world. You have heard the Uber application. So in my country and all the countries, you have something that is very similar to Uber. So you see, Uber is one example that shows business change over the years. Any update? Yes, Mr. Ibrahim Jassim Isaac. Yes, any update can be considered as a change. Is it clear? Has everybody understood what I mean? Look, you have asked about Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be a development in the payment. So if your business has payment inside it, most of the businesses do have payment inside. Yes, this can be considered one type of change in your business.
Because of development and entry of technology in business and the project.
For example,
And
Doctor,
in order
in the
to
past,
reach the goal more process, we need to focus on project management.
Unfortunately, I don't have your voice at all. Your voice is very low. I think you should talk a little bit louder. Do you have my voice? Can you repeat it in a loud voice, please?
Okay, Doctor. Now, okay?
Yes, and now it's better.
Because of the development and entry of technology in business and project, and in order to reach the goal more precisely, we need to focus on a project management.
Yes, this is a good point. Thank you very much. Mr. Ziauddin, did you want to talk?
I want to talk about Iraq, for example. In the past, the banking treatment, the banking work, financial work, it'd be by cash, just by cash. We pay, we must go to the bank and we must get it from them, our financial. But now it may be for Iran, it's be from the past, but in Iraq, no. But I announce now that we have two types of problems. The business change is dependent on what we need. Now we need the personal needing for the people and for the government. This is for my example. We have two problems. Every problem is alone.
Yes, I agree with you.
We cannot collect it.
Yes, you have two types of problems when we are talking about business changes. One problem is dependent on the business itself, and one problem is about the customer needs. You have to consider both type of problems. Is this what you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that. The customer and the government.
The other thing that I understood from your speech
example, when you say about the taxi, it's for customer, not for government.
Yes. We are talking about all types of projects. We're talking about all types of enterprises. This is not only the governmental enterprises. We are talking about all types of enterprises in this course. The other thing that I understood from your speech is that you said in Iraq you used to transfer money by cash only. Now you can do it electronically and you don't need to use cash.
Yeah,
This is a very
yeah,
clear
right. Step by step,
example.
we reach to the step by step we reach to the card banking, the card machine, when we want to get a cash or when we want
Using
to pay.
you mean using ATM and using the internet for money transfer. This is what you mean.
Yeah, ATM. Right.
Okay.
That is with
Okay, thank you.
our sister gave the example for digital market. She said about that
Yeah.
the digital market. She mean about that we can pay by internet.
Exactly. When you want to design an enterprise that has digital marketing inside, when you want to sell something, you cannot consider paying by cash because you have change in your country and you can transfer money by using the internet. You can transfer money electronically, and this is what you should consider in your business. Is it clear? Yes, Mr. Isa Saidi has said that now there is a clear change in business management due to the coronavirus. Yes, I completely agree with you. The coronavirus has changed everything, especially the business types. Very, very, very important issue that you have pointed out. Thank you very much. Ms. Rasha Jawad Kazem has said that you can say that the changes that occurred in technology from mobile and net and interact with others among the changes in business. Yes, everybody now has a mobile phone in their hand. This is a very, very clear change. You should consider this in your business. You should have an application for your business if you require it. If you think having an application helps you reach your goals and missions. Asra Karim Hamid Hamza has said that any update is a change. Yes. We have already pointed this out. Nazar Muhammad Saeed Kazim has said that changed some of the routine procedures in the work of institution made us have to change the task and the work of its individuals. Yes, this is a very good example as well.
Doctor,
Yes, you can go on.
if we talk about your example, taxi in Iran, it looks like business change when agent or organization or company when improves, restructures, or transform a part of its operation. Its goal is to achieve a more productive and efficient organization.
Yes, I also agree with that as well. Thank you very much. I think we should take about a 10 minutes or 15 minutes break. Mr. Ziauddin, do you have my voice? Can you translate to the students that we are going to take a 10 or 15 minutes break, okay? Is everybody okay that we take a 10 or 15 minutes break and we'll come back after that? Okay. Then translate this in Arabic so that everybody understands. Mr. Ziauddin, can you translate this in Arabic, please? We're going to take a 10 or 15 minutes break.
شباب يقول راح ناخذ استراحة من
Okay,
10 ل
doctor.
11.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. يلا بريك 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 اخوان، بريك، شاياتكم شغلاتكم. اخوان كلكم عندكم تقريبا ترجمة بالعربي، بس انا داباوع يعني ما يحتاج، كلها مترجميها احنا سابقا.
على شنو بالضبط يعني؟
على هي هاي المحاضرة، التوبكس والهيدلاين. الاي تي تشالنج وينها؟ دقيقة، هاي موجودة. The raising and issues of strategic IT planning. يعني الأستاذ طلب أنه أترجم خلال هاي 15 دقيقة، هو يروح ياخذ بريك حتى من يجي
زين
نكمل، حتى تعرفين
زين.
الهيدلاين تعرفوها شنو، حتى على أساسها أنتم تحضرون الحكي مالتكم والأمثلة السانجا باوا. هاي هنا البزنس تشينج، الاكسترنال كوبريشن، يعني كلهن مترجمات.
ترجمات وين يعني؟
هسه اقول لك وين تأمرني امر. سيد محمد علي، سيد محمد علي، تسمعني؟ اكو ترجمة نزلتها قبل العيد مالتهم، اغلب الاخوان عندهم موجودة هاي الترجمة.
ما اعرف، انا مضافات جديد بالجروب، يمكن ما موجود، ما تطلع لي.
انت مو موجودة عندك هسه، بس دقائق اسال ادزها للجروبات البقية. بس وين استاذ حسان ابو ريام، سيد نزار، سيد ابراهيم، ست مروة، وين ست نبأ، ست هبة، ست نجلاء، يعرف الاخ يخلي يدزلها يا الله يخليكم. اها موجودة بالتليجرام، كل زين، حلو، عاشتي لك عاشتي لك. طبعا هو بالملزمة مالته، يعني بالسلايدات اللي منزلهن ترى منطي فقط الهيدلاين، الان دا يشرح كل وحده على حده باختصار.
صحيح.
وسبق وان قال اكو مصدر، بس لحد الان ما انطانا اسم المصدر، دخلها بالحرام والحلال وما انطانا اسم المصدر. اذا تتذكرون باول محاضره، بس عمي حلال وحرام يشتري لي المصدر لما انطانا اياه. لو ايش قد ما نريد نوصل لمستوى من الادراك والفهم، نحتاج هذا الشرح مال كل نقطه.
صح.
على الاقل اذا تغير المثال عندنا، نفتهم هو شنو اللي يريده، على اي طريقه يريدها. لان ايش مدى ننطي مشروع هو يخلي بباله غير مشروع. مثلا هسه هذا البزنس تشينج
ايه.
اللي هو تطور الاعمال، مو بس تغييرها، زين، يعتمد على شغلتين. اكو متطلبات حكوميه واكو متطلبات شعبيه. التاكسي التليفوني اللي جابه كمثال هو مو مطلب حكومي، هو مطلب جماهيري. انا استفاد من عنده، ابني يستفاد من عنده، اخوي يستفاد من عنده، الحكومه تستفاد من عنده، عندها سيارات الخاصه وما يهمها عسى ما شيء يصير خليه يصير. بس انت من عندك معاملات مصرفيه وفلوس ودولار، هذا طبعا لا، صار مطلب حكومي. الموضوع صار اكبر من هذا الموضوع، وهذا لازم موجود على الاقل باختصار يشرحه، مو هالشكل. هو تعرف الحبل على الغارب.
هو معتمد علينا.
سيد محمد علي تسمعني ابويا؟ ايه معتمد عافيه، ويريد مشاركات ليل الملايكات. سيد محمد علي تسمعني ابويا؟ سيد محمد علي؟ ما حد ما يجاوب، لا محمد علي ولا حبل المتين. بس انا ما ادري شو يسوي، قاعدين من الصباح خلينا نروح نشرب شاي، شي بسوي شرب شاي. حبيبي انت سجل يمك ابويا، هسه عموما سجل يمك ابويا، سجل يمك عيوني انت. هسه هو وصل للبزنس تشينج، صحيح؟
ايه.
تغيير الاعمال او تطورها. الاكسترنال كوبريشن، التعاون الخارجي، هاي بعدها ترجمها يمك ابويا. وياي؟
بالي.
الاوبتيمال يوز اوف باجز اند فينانشال ريسورسز، الاستخدام المثالي للميزانيه والموارد الماليه. هنا عندنا الcompatibility with the latest technologies، التوافق مع التكنولوجيا الحديثة.
زين.
عندك alignment of advancement with business goals، محاذاة الاستثمار مع أهداف العمل.
زين.
زين عندك priorities information system development، تحديد أولويات مشاريع تطوير نظم المعلومات. facilitate decision making، تسهيل صناعة القرار.
زين.
وعندك implementation of integrated information system، تنفيذ نظم المعلومات المتكاملة. إن ذني اللي موجودات قدامك هسه اللي طالعة. هي هسه بس يبقى شنو لازم نقول له المصدر ابو الحلال والحرام. بس اخاف يبدي الدرس. اخوان الله يخليكم بس ذكروني هاي، حتى لو تكتبون المصدر ابو الحلال والحرام انا افتهمها اتذكرها، لانه هو سواها فدنا ابو آية الله. سوي نشتري مال عمي منبوقه ما ناخذه من الانترنت، يشتري. لان انا قاعد الاحظ اكو بعض الاجوبه والامثله قاعد تنطي عاقبتها على خير، مال كتاب مو مال واحد من كيفه دي يسولف.
اي صح.
واضح؟
حط لهم حاج
سيد
محمد
محمد
يحكي
علي.
فارسي فهمك راح.
اي احسنت. لا انا اقول له بس احنا قلنا ما نحكي فارسي على مود يقبل. شو طلع هذا؟ طلع عرفنا كلش عرفنا.
يجوز فصل ثمن عنه.
كلش يجوز هيك اصلا
هو.
كلش عايفها السالفه عارف على صف. موفق ان شاء الله حبيبي، ممنون.
الله يخليك. شباب هذا جروب التليجرام شلون نضيفونه بيه؟
Hello again, everybody. If you receive my voice, please write OK in the chat section. Okay, we are going to continue the reasons and issues that occur in strategic IT planning. Thank you, everybody. We're going to follow with the fourth issue here that says external cooperation. One other thing that you should keep in mind is that your enterprise or your organization has external cooperations with other enterprises and organizations as well. These external cooperations must also be considered in strategic IT planning. This is a very important matter that you should concentrate on these cooperations as well. So keep this in mind, please, that when you are going to plan for your IT infrastructure, your external cooperation with other organizations must also be considered. Yes, I'm seeing that everybody's typing some important issues in the chat section. Mr. Marvin Nafe had said every project needs external cooperation from several sides to facilitate the work. Yes, this is a very, very good example. Mr. Nazar Muhammad Said Kazim has said to compare the work of the institution and the extent of its development with other institutions through cooperation. Yes, this is an also a good example of this. Now we're going to go through the fifth issue of this slide that has pointed out the optimal use of budget and financial resources. Look, your organization or your institute has a limited budget. So you have to spend your budget in such a way that you receive the most out of it. That you can use that budget to create an IT platform that helps you the most. So this budget, especially in countries like Iran and Iraq, must be managed in a good way so that you can create an IT platform that is worth the price you have paid. Has anybody anything to say about this issue? Has anybody anything to say? So we have to use the best of our budget. You have to use your budget in such a way that you create the best IT platform according to the price you have paid. This is one of the issues that you have to consider in strategic IT planning. Now, the other thing that I'm going to show you in a box is the sixth issue here that has said your IT planning has to have compatibility with the latest technologies. What does this mean? Can anybody say what this means?
it means the IT platform or planning is compatibility with modern technologies and latest.
Thank you very much. Anybody else has anything to say? Yes, as he pointed out, the technology that you have planned with this budget has to have compatibility with the latest technology. You cannot provide a technology that does not have compatibility with the latest technology. This is also another issue that you should consider in your IT strategic plan. Now, this point or this issue here says you have to have alignment of investments with business goals. Look, you are investing, you are paying for your IT platform, and this payment must be in such a way, must create an IT platform that helps you reach your business goals. I've already mentioned that before the break, that we need an IT platform that helps us reach our business goals. Now, this investment must be in line with reaching our business goals. Is it clear to everybody? Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Marvin Nafe has said that investment must be very properly and in very developed field. Thus, there is demand for through the user. Look, Rasha Javad Kazem has said that I repeat this issue. Look, you are trying to provide an IT platform that helps you reach your goals. We have gone through this issue times and times before the break, that your IT platform must be in line with your main goals, with your demands of the business. Now, you are investing, you are paying money to provide the IT platform. So this investment must be in line with your business goals, must be in the direction of your business goals. Is it clear? Okay, now this issue that I'm putting a box around it says that you have to prioritize information system development projects. you have lots of projects in your business or in your enterprise. You should know which project you should conduct first and which project you should conduct second. So you should prioritize your projects. I think somebody has also pointed this out before the break. I remember, I can't remember who it was that pointed this out, but I remember this was pointed out that you should prioritize your projects. Is it right? آقای حبل‌المتین یا Mr. Ziauddin, I think the students need translation. Is it right? Is there anybody who needs translation? None of the persons that need the translation are present right now, I think. Mr. Habl-Mateen? Okay. So, as none of the translators are responding,
Yes, sir. Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
Mr. Ziauddin, I think some of the students need translation. See what they need. I don't understand what they're.
آقای احسان متوجه نیستی چی؟ كلها مترجمة يمك بالملزمة اللي أنا ترجمتها ونزلت لك يا PDF وأنت عندك موجودة يا أخي. الأستاذ يريد مثال تحديد أولويات مشاريع تطوير نظم المعلومات. أعطي مثال على هذا الموضوع. هذا اللي يطلبه الأستاذ. ست إسراء نفس اللي عندك. شنو سيد خليه يترجم سيد. أنا إذا أسمعك أنا سيد محمد وياك أبو ريام. الدكتور ده يسأل priorities information system development projects. ده يسأل على يقول تحديد أولويات مشاريع تطوير نظم المعلومات بروجهاي توسعة سيستمهاي اطلاعاتية فادار أولويات قرارات جديد. هذا اللي يقوله. يقول لك اعطيني مثال على هذا الموضوع.
Do they need an example on this one?
Excuse me, doctor. Can you
yes.
open the mic for the Ihsan? آقای جنابی, Mr. Janabi.
Mr. Janabi, you should ask for permission. Take off your hand and I will give you permission for microphone.
He said that it was controlled by you. It's closed.
I've given him the rights. You can talk. You can talk now.
اوكي ارفع ايدك حج حسان ابو ريام حبيبي. ارفع ايدك هو راح يفتحه. Doctor, in the last lecture, you're talking about the resource, and you said that you cannot send it because it's haram for copyright, and we don't know what like that. Can you give to us the name of this resource? We can book it
I will-
for
I will
the
give- I will-
market here.
Okay, Mr. Ziauddin. Although I said it's haram, I was only joking. I have the PDF files. I will upload the PDF files on the Astra platform. I will upload the files, but the sin is on your side. گناه با شماست. استفادهش با شما. گناه با شما. I will upload the files. I have no problems. But it's on your side. The sin is on you if you use it. The copyrights, I only upload the file. I
You know,
don't have.
doctor, it's benefit. It will be benefit for us if we prepare to the lecture before we coming.
Okay, I will upload
Here in
all the
Iraq.
slides.
Here in Iraq. Oh, our usual in Iraq, the student it must be prepared before he's coming to the lecture, and we know the old tools that we documental everything by document.
Okay, I will upload all the files. I will upload all the slides on Darsa, so you can
Thank you very
study before you come.
Thank you very
to
much.
class. I will upload. I've already uploaded the slides,
Thank
haven't
you.
I?
Yeah, it's the
I have-
introduction. It's just introduction.
Yes, we are talking about the introduction right now. The next session we will also talk about the introduction.
Yeah, this-
So you have already
I know,
the slides
but the resource, this is, I know, doctor, but this is the headline. The resource must have every headline briefly, explain it every point. That's what I mean.
Well, I have to tell you that when I talk in this class, this is an abstract of several books, and each book is 400 or 500 pages. So you cannot read the books and be prepared, because it will be a very, very hard job for you to study several books,
Difficult,
400
yeah.
or 500 pages.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Right.
Mr. Ziauddin,
Right.
please translate this in Arabic. Please translate it in Arabic.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
I translated. You see it in the, before, and send it for you on the WhatsApp. And publish
Translate
it.
what I just said. Translate what I just said to you about the books, about the resources. Now, in the
اوكي ها ناو
سلام.
اوكي اخوان، الاستاذ يقول انا راح اساعد لكم المحاضرات والسلايدات والشغلات اللي نحتاجها بدرسنا. انا ما اقدر اعطيكم اسماء الكتب لانه يقول هذا راح يكون صعب عليكم. قلت له انه هاي عباره عن نقاط، النقاط كلها بها شرح، على الاقل مثال بها شيء. قال اي صحيح، بس انتم هذني مجمعهن اني من اكثر من مصدر، كل مصدر به 500 صفحه، فراح يكون صعب عليكم العمليه راح تكون. وعليها انا راح ابدي احمل لكم ذني البي دي افات والسلايدات الباوربوينت وين على الدرسه. يقول سابقا انا هذا محمله بالانترودكشن اللي هو انا قلت لكم مترجميه ودازلكم اياه. يقول
يعني
هسه
بعد ما
هاي
بدي أعرف
مجرد،
المصدر.
لا يقول هاي مجرد مناقشه، قاعد نتناقش، اريد اشوف مستوى فهمكم وش قد انتم واصلين من مرحله من الفهم. المهم
الو
حبيبي ابو ريام، تفضل ابويا.
السلام عليكم.
السلام ورحمه الله.
شنو الدكتور طلع؟
لا موجود يسمعك حبيبي. انت بس مو عربي، هو ما يحكي عربي. وانت اول ما طبت لنا سلاما عليكم احكي انجليزي.
اي آقای دکتر سلام.
سلام علیکم، بفرمایید.
آقا ببخشید وقت خودت محاضرت قبلا ترجمان هستی، همه دانشجو متوجه خوب، يعني خیلی خوب متوجه، اما امروز يعني فقط انگلیسی يعني اشکال داره. اگر ترجمان هست خیلی خوب میشه.
آقای احسان نگاه کنین، من با حرف شما موافقم. این متاسفانه عدم هماهنگی خود شماهاست. من همون اول کلاس گفتم آقا یک مترجم باشه که حرف فارسی منو به عربی ترجمه کنه، من انگلیسی هم صحبت میکنم، هم فارسی به عربی ترجمه بشه هم انگلیسی صحبت کنم، اینجوری خیلی بهتر بود. ولی خب موافقت نکردن آقای عبدالمتین، گفتم بچه‌ها فقط انگلیسی میخوان.
نه والله اگر یعنی حرف عربی هستی همه خود یعنی همه دانشجو متوجهی، همه یعنی میفهمه چی داره در محاضرات همین.
من با حرف شما موافقم. من کاملا آقای عبدالمتین جلسه پیش ترجمه کرد، ولی این جلسه گفتن که نه
صحبت فارسی خیلی خوب هستی و عربی همینه و انگلیسی، یعنی نه فقط انگلیسی، یعنی اگر فقط انگلیسی متوجه اگر زحمت نیست آقای.
Mr. Ziauddin, I think you should explain to your friend that all these issues that we discuss in the class will be translated to Arabic by you. I think you should explain this to him. I cannot speak Arabic. I can only speak English and Farsi. But I think you should explain to your friend that
everyone hear me. Excuse me, doctor. Everyone is hear me. Everyone wants hear me. Everyone has document. But I don't know what I said now.
Mr. Ziauddin, please explain in Arabic that you will translate all these into Arabic so everybody can understand after the. بله آقای عبدالمتین صدای شما هست. ببینید من میدونستم آقای عبدالمتین ما به این مشکل میخوریم. بچه‌ها وقتی من انگلیسی صحبت میکنم خیلی ها متوجه نمیشن. خیلی از دوستان هستن که حرفای منو به انگلیسی متوجه میشن ولی خیلی ها متوجه نمیشن. بعد بنابراین ما آخر کلاس مشکل مواجه میشیم. Okay, let me finish this slide so we can go on with the class. So you should
سد المايك مالته، النفس مالته كله يمنا. Excuse me, doctor.
Okay. So you should prioritize your information development project. For example, consider that your institution or your organization has 5 or 6 projects. you should know which projects you should conduct first and which projects should be conducted after. So you should prioritize your projects, know which projects are going to be fulfilled first and which are going to be fulfilled after. Moreover, strategic IT planning will facilitate your decision making, will help you in your decision making. You should have an strategic IT planning to help you for your decisions, the decisions that you make for your enterprise, the decisions that you make for your organization. These will all help you in your decision making. Is it clear what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm saying? Okay, the last issue that I think we will discuss today is integrated information systems. Does anybody know what integrated information systems mean? Does anybody know what integrated information systems mean? The word that I have already underlined. Can anybody explain what this phrase means? We need an integrated information systems in our organization, in our enterprise. This is one of the important matters of enterprise architecture. What does this mean? Integrated information systems. What does this denote? Look, integrated in Arabic means مجتمع. مجتمع جمع شده. مجتمع جمع شده. Integrated means this. Now, I'm going to share my whiteboard. Does everybody see my whiteboard? Does everybody see my whiteboard? The whiteboard that I'm sharing. Does everybody see this? Look, consider an organization that has 3 or 4 software systems. Has 4 software systems. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. So we have 4 different software systems. 4 different and separate software systems. I insist, 4 different and separate software systems. So this organization does not have an integrated system. You have 4 different systems. Is it clear what I'm talking about? in this enterprise, we do not have
Dr.
an
Salim
integrated
Shumani,
software system.
your voice is very far.
Do you have problem with my voice? Does everybody have problem with my voice? Yes, I know. I think the problem is with the computer on your side, because everybody else has my voice. Everybody else has my voice. So this is an enterprise. This is an institution or organization that has 4 different software systems. That has 4 different software systems. Now, if you want to change your enterprise into an integrated system, you have to integrate all these systems into a single integrated system, and this will be
Dr. صدر شما نیست.
and this will be the integrated system. So you have integrated all these systems into a single system. This means, this is what an integrated system means. Is it clear for everybody what I've just said, what I've just explained? Is it clear for everybody? If you don't have my voice, your internet has problems. The problem is not on my side. The problem is on your side. If you don't have my voice, I think your internet has problems. Okay, everybody, the session for today is over. We have finished the session for today. I will see you on next session. I will upload some files on Darsa platform. Please notice the files that I will upload on Darsa platform. I will see you next session, and today's session is over. خدا نگهدار همگی. I will see you next session. خدا حافظ. خدا حافظ همگی. متشکرم. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next session. Mr. Ziauddin, today's session is over. I will see you. What do you mean, Mr. Ziauddin? I don't understand what you're saying. If you need more explanation, I will explain an example for you. Do you mean this? Look, I was talking about an enterprise or organization that has 4 different software systems. You have to integrate these systems into a single system. See? You have to integrate these systems into a single system. This means an integrated software system. You should not have 4 different and separate software systems. One single integrated system is what we need. I think. No, you have to integrate them into one. Combination, you have to combine these systems together. Exactly. I have received a message from Mr. Ibrahim. He has explained integrated software systems for me. Yes. Combine different databases from various sources with data integration tools. This is right. Thank you. I will see you next session. Everybody. Thank you very much. خدا نگهدار همگی. خدا حافظ.
خسته نباشید. خدا حافظ.